That Bay Area. What's up, Richmond, CA? There's some real stuff right here.
I can't about coming down here.
It's IG, man.
Add on.
Once upon a time.
Add on.
I knew how to rhyme.
Keep you at home. Me on. Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
That's all I got to say.
Me on.
All right.
Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
Welcome back to another episode of the Add On Podcast. I want to touch on first Shannon Sharpe leaving Undisputed after 7 years of being on the show. Man, it just won't be the same. Obviously, his last episode, I believe, was yesterday at the time of making this video, time of making this podcast, and it's been a ride. I think him and Skip actually recruited him. I mean, if you watch one of Shannon Sharpe's podcasts on, I believe it was on All the Smoke, and he actually recruited him. And the reason why Club Shay Shay, not the name, but like the reason why he started that podcast was because of Skip Bayless. He suggested it. So Skip Bayless helped him along the way. I know, a lot, it may have not ended the way we all thought. There was some bad blood, obviously the Damar Hamlin thing, and then what he said about Tom Brady and comparing him. So maybe that had an issue with it. I don't believe those two reasons was the ultimate reason why he left Undisputed, but I think it was probably the icing on the cake. Many people believe, Skip Bayless got a line, and it was just kind of over from that point on. But man, it's been a ride. Like, over since 2016 to 2023, I watched a ton of episodes. Like, I don't know how many episodes it's been from 2016 to now, but I haven't missed very much. I'd tell you that right now. Like, I've watched a whole lot. You can ask my family every morning. Even when I'm taking a shower, I'm listening to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe Undisputed. That's a lot how I gain a lot of my knowledge from sports is from those two. You got one person, who's been in a journalist, doing it for many, many, many years. Is Skip Bayless. I don't even know how many years he's been doing it, but he's started writing. I believe he went to Vanderbilt as well. Skip Bayless, and he worked with Stephen A. Smith's, covered Michael Jordan. Not just even basketball, with football, baseball, boxing. He's covered it all. So Skip Bayless, he's been doing it for many, many years. And you got somebody like Shannon Sharpe, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest tight ends ever. Just a funny personality that's going to keep it real from Georgia. It just kind of meshed super well. So I just believe it's not going to be the same. I believe Skip Bayless will still do his thing. People going to tune into him. And Shannon Sharpe going to continue to do his thing. It's just going to be, a different path. But man, that was real tough, losing Shannon Sharpe after 7 years on Undisputed, man. Just his wittiness, his realness, his funniness. Like that dude, Shannon Sharpe, he has some major takes. Skip Bayless has some crazy takes. Shannon Sharpe, just like me, a huge LeBron fan, always supporting LeBron, always had LeBron back. Cowboy hater, all that. It's just fun. So I'm definitely curious to see what Shannon Sharpe does from this point through. What is he going to go to another network? Because Shannon Sharpe. I mean, he accomplished a whole lot, so he can pretty much go anywhere, and they'll probably help welcome him with open arms. Whether he wants to go to ESPN or be on a radio station or do that. And I was thinking too, like, who would be a good replacement for Shannon Sharpe? And to be honest with you, that's a guy really you can't replace. But the only guy that I think that's as funny as Shannon Sharpe, that keeps it real, was an actual professional athlete, is Kendrick Perkins. But he's already on, I believe, First Take ESPN, so he's not going to be able to, pretty sure, join Skip Bayless and Undisputed. And I don't even know what Undisputed is going to do from here on point on. Goodness, my ear just keeps itching. That's weird. I just cleaned my ears. But anyway, yeah, like, I don't understand what exactly made him leave. Exactly, maybe he'll explain it more. I know he went on somebody else's podcast and say, he had some differences with Skip and things like that. But yeah, man, the future from here on out for Undisputed, are they going to get another person? Are they just going to shut it down? How the rate is going to go from here on out? Is he going to make appearances on Undisputed? Or these are all questions we ask. But either way, Shannon Sharpe, I mean, he still makes a lot of money, from football. Club Shay Shay is I believe one of the best podcasts out there, from the guests to the questions that he's asked, and just Shannon Sharpe just in general. People gonna tune in, so I'm always gonna keep tuning in. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna keep doing that from here on out. His podcast and other things he has, and if he wants to join another network, I'm pretty sure anybody welcome him with open arms because he's proved himself over that 7-year period. Even before that, working on CBS and then some of the other stuff he's done. So, hey man, Shannon Sharpe leaving undisputed after 7 years. Wow. Anyway, Denver Nuggets won the NBA title. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This finals with the Denver Nuggets, I don't really tap into a whole lot of the games of the finals because it just wasn't really interested in the Miami Heat Denver Nuggets. I was going for the Lakers, and maybe if the Boston would have made it, I definitely would have tapped in more. I think they were just a more exciting team than both of those dudes, both of those teams. But I mean, hey, congrats to the Nuggets, the first title. I think it was like 40-something years. And Nikola Jokic winning MVP. I think he's the best player in the league. I really do think so. I mean, that dude, like we've never seen a big. We've seen bigs be dominant, be skilled. Elijah Wan, Shaq, Kareem, but Jokic really the only thing that he doesn't do like extremely well is play defense. He can play defense for sure, but I'm saying he's not as dominant a defender as Shaq or a Hakeem or even a Joel Embiid. I think that's why I kind of picked Joel Embiid over, Nikola Jokic to win the MVP because not only the scoring, but what he had on the defensive end as well. But Jokic, that dude, the Joker, man, is something else. Like from him being a big, I don't think we've ever seen anybody his size in NBA history could go get you 40 points, but can also go get you dish out 20 assists. Like that dude, like he draws comparison to LeBron. Like he's right up there as far as one of the best passers right now in the league. Like, and then the top of the rebounds, that he can get you 25, 15, and 20 any night. He may not score as much as, some of the top dudes or Joel Embiid every night, but what that dude could do offensively, assist-wise, and then defensively, when he need to lock down, he going to lock down as well. Like, Jokic got it all, man. So, and I was thinking, too, is he the top 75 player right now? Like, if they did a whole nother list, he got to be on there. 2-time MVP, NBA champion, all the stats and records he's got. Jokic he's up there, man, for sure. He got his ring, and we'll see if he can build off this and go again next year. I think they got to be the favorite next year. I really don't see a team unless they just But that's the thing with the Nuggets too, because it's like they're young, and we're seeing that these super teams aren't really working in the league. Seeing it with Brooklyn, their big three. Seeing it with the Phoenix Suns, they were kind of already rebuilding and stuff like that. Some people might leave that team or whatever. And then Lakers, with Russ, that didn't work. So super teams, just in general, people hop on that bandwagon. Oh, they finna win. They finna win. They finna win. I remember when Kyrie went to the Mavericks. I thought they was going to make the playoff. They didn't even make the playoff. So it's showing you that, certain teams like the Nuggets and the Miami Heat, who don't even really got a really all-star caliber player besides really Jimmy Buckets. I know Kyle Lowry was once an all-star. Jimmy Butler was once an all-star. I don't think either of them were an all-star this year. But it just shows, the chemistry of the team, the defensive, mindset, the coach, Mike Malone, Eric Spoelstra, they knew what they were doing. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I definitely would have wanted Jimmy to win this year because I know the Nuggets are going to be back because they're young. But as far as the Miami Heat goes, they're getting older. And they kind of overachieved if you think of it. You know what I'm saying? Playing 2 playing games. I think they were the 8th seed in the East. So they definitely overachieved getting in. At least they won the game. At least they didn't get swept like the Lakers. So you got to give Jimmy Buckets and them some props for sure. Caleb Martin, he's going to get, I believe, a paycheck, a contract for the way he's played. I know down the stretch wasn't as good. And they also could say, Tyler Hero, who was 6th man of the year. I don't know if he was 6th man of the year. Was he the year before that? But I know he's won that. He, had a pin in his thumb. He couldn't even really play at all. So it's like, there's some things that they could, get better at for sure and build off. But Denver, I think it's just going to be tough to beat. I think they have a really good chance of going back-to-back, or at least even getting back to the finals next year, let alone for sure. I think it's guaranteed they're going to be in the Western Conference final. I don't know if they're going to get back to the finals, but, we got to see what Golden State do. We'll see what, the Nuggets do. Grizzlies, Lakers, we'll see what they do. But Nikola Jokic, I think, without a doubt right now, is the best player in the league. I know some people may say KD, some people may say Steph. But just from what I've seen of Jokic, and I ain't really want to give it to Jokic just yet. But man, from what he's shown, in these playoffs and how dominant he can be, dishing out the rock and the touch he has, like and you ain't blocking his shot. That dude shoots it way up here, like that dude Nikola Jokic is something else, man. It's just like it's no stopping it. It's Bam Adebayo. He like 6'9" trying to guard Jokic. AD couldn't even guard the dude. It was nothing Bam could do. You send a double team out and he gonna kick out to one of the shooters, Michael Porter Jr. Swish. Jamal Murray, swish. KCP, swish. Like it was that team was extremely hard to beat, so you can't really knock the Miami Heat. Plus they were getting kind of short-handed with not having Tyler Hero. So I believe even if they had Tyler Hero, they weren't gonna beat the Nuggets, but maybe they could have went to 6 games or who knows. But yeah, hey, props to them, man. Denver is something else, man, for sure. Let's transition to Terrence Crawford. Errol the True Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. This wrapped up their second press conference, and it's a person I watch on YouTube, Showbiz the Adult. He always does these, videos of who won the press conference, who won the weigh-in. And I gotta agree, man. Obviously, the press conference, whoever won the press conference, in your opinion, doesn't mean who's going to win the fight. Because I believe Ryan Garcia won the press conferences against Tank Davis. I think he was just, he had the better, punchlines and stuff like that, but it didn't win him the fight. But Errol the True Spence won both press conferences. Like his rebuttal, we smoking on Bud over here, and I'm the biggest fish. You can't reel me in with a fishing rod. Like he was just better on the mic, and the way he was holding the mic, like he has better mic skills. Like Showbiz, said, better than Terrence Bud Crawford. But I'm still going with Crawford all day. But I'm not gonna lie, man. Seeing them go face to face, I am a little nervous just based off the size difference. Like it's not even just the height wise, it's just like the stout. Like he just looks more physically imposing, than Errol and then T Bud Crawford. Like I just, I can see why he's, claiming he's gonna break Bud down and just like he had the way he broke Ugas down, especially after he got him hurt. And then he just the dude Ugas' eye. They had to stop the fight because that's what Errol Spence does. He just breaks you down. So it's definitely gonna be tough for my guy Terrence Crawford. But I'm still rocking with him, man. I'm still rocking with him. I think when I picked Ryan Garcia over Tank, I was just like, oh, he's one of my favorite boxers. So I'm just speaking into existence. He's gonna win. Like you can't do that with boxing. But I think Vegas got Terrence Crawford as the favorite. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not just no slouch, but I think if Terrence Crawford is able to win, he's gonna shut up all the haters. Because I've been hearing for years, man, since 2018, 2017, he ain't fought nobody. I mean, he's pretty much fought the same dudes that Errol Spence has fought, but he's beat him in a better fashion. Stop, Keith Thurman. Excuse me, not Keith Thurman. Stop Kell Brook, way faster than Errol Spence did. Stop Sean Porter when nobody was able to stop Sean Porter. But I understand that styles make fights. That's why I'm not saying that just because T-Bud was able to stop everybody at 147. I'm not saying that specifically is the reason why he's going to win on July 29th, because I do believe styles make fights. So just because Spence didn't, knock down or finish, Sean Porter doesn't mean that, he's not capable of winning, which he is capable of winning. Like, man, I tell you, man, looking at the size differences, like, Spence is a big dude. Like that. I see why they call him the big fish. He called himself the big fish. It's going to be an exciting fight, man. I'm curious to see what type of pay-per-view numbers this draws. Like, is it going to be a bigger fight than Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis? I think they sold well over 1 million in pay-per-view guys, Tank Davis and Garcia. So, yeah, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for T. Bud Crawford, but I'm rocking with him, man. Been rocking with Bud since... one of my friends actually kind of got me into boxing kind of in high school. It was either 10th or 11th grade. I was always into boxing, of course, but like I really started getting into it, shout out Axel. Yeah, he really got me into it. So I just kind of fell in love with Bud. Like I just like the way he fights. Like, what I'm saying? He's able to, not the biggest dude, but he's quick, he's fast, he's smart, and he got power. His ability, like I said, like I always say, his ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox is one of the best ever. So I think if he's able to get we've seen Bud get hurt a little bit more than I think Spence. He got hurt by Gamboa, got hurt by something Ostowski, some dude like that. He got hurt by both of them. I know one of them they tried to rule it a knockdown or a slip, but it wasn't knockdown. So Bud has that guy hurt. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Errol's able to hurt him, how is he going to respond? Because he's for sure not the other fighters he fought. So, but going back to what I said, I think, Terrence Crawford is by far the best finisher in boxing. So if he gets Errol's, the True Spence hurt, I think it's all she wrote, in my opinion. Because we've seen him, how he just breaks dudes down. We've seen him going in the corner with Sean Porter, and they saying, he up, and then immediately he flipped the switch. From that moment on, when he found out that Sean Porter was up on the scorecards, it was over. And yeah, the fight was stopped earlier by his pops, but if he didn't stop it, he know what was to come. So he's the best finisher in boxing. So I'm just so excited for this fight, man. Like really, this is a fight long awaited. They were supposed to fight 4 or 5 years ago, but it's finally happening. And I'm glad that it's not a Mayweather Pacquiao. Like, I think both of them are still in their prime, or you can say in the back end of their primes, 34, 35, something like that, I believe, the both of them. So I still believe they're in their prime. They could have been a little younger if it would have happened a couple years ago, but I'm just happy it's not, like I said, a Mayweather McGregor where they like 38, 37, like if they were almost to 40, you know what I'm saying? At least it's happening now. And hey, like Terrence Crawford said, everybody asking, what took so long? That don't matter. It's happening now. And, yeah, we going to see, man. Terrence Crawford versus Errol the Truth Spence Jr. I love it, man, for sure. Golden Knights actually won, too. They won a championship, Las Vegas. Got to give it up to them. I remember when they first, in their inaugural season, went to the Stanley Cup but lost. And ever since then, I just kind of stopped watching. Like, hockey and baseball is two kind of sports I want to dive into more. Obviously, if you know me, boxing, NBA, NFL are really my top three, my main three, my favorite three. Favorite to play, basketball. Favorite to watch, football. But boxing is up there as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Probably my favorite to analyze is boxing. So it's levels to everything what I like more and more like that. But hockey and baseball is two I want to get into. I'm not really into. Of course, I know a couple players and stuff like that from each sport, but Golden Knights. Obviously, I got to support them. They just won the Stanley Cup Finals, their first ever championship, obviously. And yeah, man, like I was hearing people talk about it at work. I didn't even know the Stanley Cup Finals was even going on. Like I said, I really don't keep up with hockey at all. But congrats to them. Hell of a job, man, for sure. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, y'all. That's gonna wrap it up, man. Definitely a quick episode this time, for sure. It's a lot more I want to break down on some of these things, for sure. It'll probably see some clips and things of that nature, for sure. But my main takeaway from this episode, though, probably the standout is Shannon Sharpe leaving undisputed. Honestly, even over the Nuggets winning the finals, because I'm not really a fan of the two teams that went in, but obviously congrats to them. But just kind of surprised that Shannon Sharpe leaving, man. Like, y'all don't understand, though, man, like how many times I'll just watch Undisputed almost every single day. Like, I barely miss any day. And if I do miss a day, I'm listening to it at work, the podcast and stuff. So just like I said, it just won't be the same with Shannon Sharpe leaving. But yeah, Shannon Sharpe leaving. Nuggets win the finals. Spence Crawford, July 29th. Stanley Cup Finals Championship winning team, the Las Vegas Golden Knights. That wraps up to the episode, man. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next episode.